I got a lot of people that told me not to do this, that it's gonna get bad for me. I don't care. I live for God. I don't live for anybody else. Chin on the line. I got people wanting to cancel the fight. People telling me I need to go to a mental rehab to put me into the psych ward because I'm speaking the truth. Please help me and you help the children.
With everyone waiting for Devin Haney versus Garcia on April 20th, it seems that the boxing pros have already picked their sides, and their picks are quite interesting. Let's catch you up.
Well, it's the Ryan Garcia fight or the Ryan Garcia massacre, whichever one you want to say.
It was crazy, man.
It finally happened, though, King, and we're happy to announce Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. 420. Ironically, 420.
It's 420.
The first pro to make a pick on the upcoming fight was the boxing legend, Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather seems particularly intrigued by Ryan Garcia. He hints at seeing a hidden potential in Garcia, suggesting there might be more to the young fighter than meets the eye. Mayweather picks Ryan Garcia, but interestingly, both Haney and Garcia have connections to Mayweather. Haney has known Mayweather since he was a child. They even sparred together in 2017. Their boxing styles share similarities, with both fighters emphasizing defense, footwork, and counterpunching. On the other hand, Garcia considers Mayweather a mentor, although their relationship hasn't been without its bumps. Adding another layer of intrigue to the fight is Garcia's accusation that Haney has simply copied Mayweather's legendary defensive style. This accusation further fuels the fire of anticipation for the upcoming clash. Mayweather even commented on Haney's recent performance, offering a somewhat positive assessment. He believes there's room for improvement for Garcia, suggesting the fight could be a close one. In a recent interview, Mayweather said, "The only thing Garcia can do is get better. I didn't think it was a bad performance when I watched him fight." His words hint at seeing a diamond in the rough, a fighter with immense potential waiting to be unleashed. And this could be seen in the fight itself. Another legend who came in to pick his side was Mike Tyson. Tyson, known for his own ferocious fighting style, predicts the matchup will be a real crowd pleaser and a major moneymaker. In a video message, Tyson uses his years of experience to give Garcia a glimpse into the pressure cooker of a fight this big. Tyson's words paint a vivid picture of the intensity Garcia will face in the ring, highlighting the importance of mental preparation alongside physical training. With warning Garcia about all this, it seems that he believes that Haney might put some good pressure on Garcia and potentially win the fight. But Garcia is a social media mogul, and things took a surprising turn when Ryan Garcia took to social media with a bizarre threat towards his opponent. Referencing one of Mike Tyson's most infamous moments in boxing history, Garcia threatened to bite Devin Haney's ear off during the fight. Canelo is also not being left behind. Having trained with Garcia in the past, Canelo offers insights that go beyond just analyzing styles. Canelo's primary concern lies with Garcia's mental state, not his boxing skills. He himself understands the immense mental pressure that comes with competing at the highest level. Canelo is aware of Garcia's past struggles with mental health issues, which raises a red flag for him. This concern is further highlighted by Canelo's surprising statement that if it were up to him, he wouldn't allow Garcia to fight right now. Coming from a respected mentor figure like Canelo, this carries significant weight, revealing that Canelo's pick for this fight is Haney. However, Canelo isn't writing Garcia off entirely. Just like his fellow pro boxers, he acknowledges the young fighter's immense potential. If Garcia can overcome his mental challenges and enter the ring with a clear head, Canelo believes he has a legitimate chance of winning. Having witnessed Garcia's talent firsthand, Canelo predicts a close fight, one where either boxer could emerge victorious. However, it seems that Canelo's perspective is balanced. He expresses genuine concern for Garcia's mental well-being, but doesn't dismiss his fighting capabilities. And we as fans don't need to think deeper to know whose side Canelo is on here. Carl Frampton, a former two-division world champion, also made his pick. Frampton is known not just for his achievements in the ring, but also for his insightful analysis of the sport. His perspective on the upcoming fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia carries even more weight due to his experience and understanding of the complexities of boxing, and his final pick, Ryan Garcia. Frampton's pick of Ryan Garcia over Devin Haney is rooted in his appreciation for Garcia's attributes as a fighter. Garcia, who has been making waves in the lightweight division, possesses a combination of power and explosiveness that can trouble any opponent, according to Frampton. Frampton says that Garcia's left hook, in particular, has been a key weapon in his arsenal, delivering knockouts that have captivated fans and pundits alike. In the context of the fight, Frampton sees these qualities as potential game changers against Haney's more measured and defensive style. Haney, who is known for his technical prowess and ring IQ, presents a stark contrast to Garcia's approach. Frampton added that Haney tends to focus on outboxing his opponents, utilizing his jab and footwork to control the pace and distance of the fight. Frampton's analysis suggests that if Garcia can land his powerful shots, he could disrupt Haney's rhythm and possibly score a significant upset, just like the other pros thought. The challenge for Garcia here, according to Frampton, will be to close the distance and find openings in Haney's defense, which is easier said than done against a boxer of Haney's caliber. However, Frampton's pick also acknowledges the risks involved for Garcia. Haney's defensive skills are not to be underestimated though, and his ability to adapt and counter could turn Garcia's aggression against him. It's a classic matchup of power versus technique, and while Frampton leans towards Garcia's power, the outcome is anything but certain.
That whole thing is how you said that this fight needs to be stopped, it needs to be canceled.
I didn't say that.
I know that you're working for Floyd, and Floyd probably told you to try to...
Now, as much as some people may dislike it, Jake Paul has emerged as a big name in the world of boxing, so we can't really leave his pick out. But this one is interesting since it came out as a battle between two boxers who are also big on social media. In a surprising turn, Paul expressed concern for Garcia, directly telling him he's worried about his chances against Haney. This isn't the typical trash talk often seen in boxing pre-fight promotion. Garcia, known for his flashy style and knockout power, brushed off Paul's concern, claiming Haney lacks punching power. In a conversation, Jake Paul said, "Honestly, I'm worried for you with Devin," to which Ryan Garcia responded by downplaying Haney's power, saying, "Devin has pillow hands, you know that." However, Paul countered by pointing out that Haney's strength could be a different story at the fight's weight class of 140 pounds. Jake Paul's involvement in this fight shows two things here. This showcases Jake's growing connection to the boxing world. No longer an outsider, Paul seems invested in the sport and its major matchups. Also, his concern for Garcia suggests he acknowledges Haney's skill and experience, and therefore goes with Haney as his final pick. This adds fuel to the fire, hinting that the fight might be closer than some anticipate, with Garcia potentially facing a real challenge in Haney's technical expertise. While Paul hasn't officially declared a true winner, his comments paint a picture of a potentially risky fight for Garcia. There are other boxing pros out here that we can't leave out. Doug Fischer, another big figure in the world of boxing, acknowledges the puzzle surrounding Ryan Garcia. The recent outburst of social media pronouncements has surely left many questioning Garcia's focus and mental state. However, Fischer cautions against dismissing this as mere theatrics. He points to past examples like Tyson Fury and Teofimo Lopez, where seemingly erratic behavior masked a well-prepared fighter with a potent upset brewing. Yet, Fischer identifies one major difference in Devin Haney. Haney isn't a fighter known for theatrics or distractions. He's a well-rounded technician, built from years of dedication. Despite his young age, Haney possesses the experience of a seasoned veteran, having already navigated the pressure of championship fights. Fischer acknowledges Garcia's physical gifts, the dazzling speed, and the ability to generate knockouts. However, he also believes Haney will prioritize a calculated approach, utilizing his superior footwork and defensive awareness to control the distance and dictate the pace of the fight. This calculated strategy, according to Fischer, will likely lead to a full 12-round fight with his final pick, Haney emerging victorious on the scorecards. Anson Wainwright, a famous figure who plays a big part in the boxing world, aligns himself firmly with Team Haney. He emphasizes Haney's dominant performance against a respected opponent in Regis Prograis, contrasting it with Garcia's struggles against a lesser-known fighter, Oscar Duarte. Wainwright highlights the stark difference in their preparations. Haney's laser focus and dedication are on full display, while Garcia's training sessions have been punctuated by questionable social media activity, raising concerns about his mental readiness. Wainwright predicts a familiar display from Haney, utilizing his sharp jab to control the fight and gradually wear down Garcia. He predicts two potential outcomes here: a late stoppage if Garcia becomes vulnerable, or a clear-cut unanimous decision victory for the more disciplined fighter. Several other experts within the ring share the sentiment of Haney's dominance. Jake Donovan expects a comfortable decision victory for Haney, suggesting that any other prediction would be overlooking the clear advantages Haney possesses on paper. Lee Groves acknowledges Garcia's talent, but emphasizes the gulf in experience, particularly when it comes to facing elite-level competition. He describes Haney as a young veteran with a refined skill set, in stark contrast to Garcia's wildcard style that relies heavily on his powerful left hook. Groves anticipates a fight that goes the distance, with Haney securing a decisive, unanimous decision victory. Ron Borges also aligns himself with this perspective, predicting a challenging start for Garcia due to his explosiveness, but ultimately expects Haney's overall skill set to prevail. He talks of Haney's advantages in speed, defense, and offensive consistency. According to Borges, the fight will go the distance with a clear decision victory for Haney. Norm Frauenheim, a seasoned sports writer for decades, also raises concerns about Ryan Garcia's recent social media outbursts, questioning if it's a carefully calculated act or a deeper issue. He also differentiates this from Devin Haney's disciplined, mature approach, which was crafted through years of training. Frauenheim predicts Garcia's erratic style, fueled by a desire to please his social media audience, will lead to vulnerabilities that Haney will exploit throughout the fight. He expects Haney to secure a decisive victory through a dominant point scorecard. Standing in stark contrast to the majority of predictions is Diego Marilla, another big sports writer. He takes a bold stand, predicting a TKO victory for Garcia in the 10th round. Marilla acknowledges the difficulty in envisioning Garcia's path to victory, considering Haney's obvious strengths. However, he speculates that there might be an element of underestimation at play. Perhaps Garcia has gleaned a vulnerability in Haney's style from their amateur encounters. Marilla suggests that all it takes is one slip-up from Haney, potentially fueled by overconfidence, for Garcia's potent left hook to find its mark and turn the tide of the fight. While acknowledging it might take time, Marilla believes this GPS-guided left hook will eventually land, propelling Garcia into superstardom. Marty Mulcahy also acknowledges the shared amateur history between Haney and Garcia, a period when they split their 6 encounters. However, he emphasizes that both fighters have undergone massive physical and technical transformations since then. While their frames may be comparable, Mulcahy also argues that Haney has far surpassed Garcia in terms of ring IQ and actual accomplishments within the professional ranks. Something that was brought up by actual fighters too. He recognizes Garcia's potential edge in hand speed and power, but suggests it stems more from explosive speed than raw, thudding power. In contrast, Mulcahy sees Haney as the more physically dominant force. He predicts that Haney will begin to exploit this physical advantage from the 5th round onwards, wearing Garcia down through superior movement and distance management. Once Garcia's momentum decreases, Mulcahy predicts Haney will step up the pressure, dominate the final 6 rounds, and secure a clear-cut, unanimous decision victory or even a championship round knockout. But this fight is highly anticipated, and more voices are still coming in to pick their side. Duke McKenzie, a former 3-division title holder and TV analyst, expresses genuine concern about Garcia's mental state. He believes Garcia may not be psychologically prepared for the challenge ahead, stating, "I don't think this fight should be taking place for obvious reasons. Garcia is in no fit state psychologically to compete at this level and is in danger of being seriously hurt." Steve Farhood, another TV analyst, acknowledges Garcia's threat with his powerful left hook, but ultimately gives the edge to Haney, emphasizing his superior skills. Farhood predicts Haney is a grade above, Haney by unanimous decision. There's also Tom Gray, a former managing editor for The Ring, who shares his skepticism about the fight and voices concern about Garcia's preoccupation with social media. Gray comments, Garcia's persistent infatuation with social media has been alarming in the build-up. Devin Haney is arguably the most gifted pure boxer in the sport today. He predicts a technical knockout victory for Haney. Moving on, Joe Rotonda, a matchmaker for main events, sees the two fighters' careers heading in opposite directions. He notes Haney's string of impressive victories against elite opponents while expressing doubts about Garcia's recent performances. Rotonda states, I think Haney is truly getting better, and this fight will be no different. He will cruise to a decision win over Garcia. Robert Diaz, another matchmaker, finds the matchup intriguing, but ultimately leans towards Haney due to his consistency and activity in the ring. Diaz predicts a draw, but expects an entertaining fight. Rich Marada, a commentator, focuses on the mental aspect of the matchup, highlighting Haney's superior focus compared to Garcia's erratic behavior. Marada remarks, there have been times I thought Garcia was on the way to some kind of meltdown. With all that to factor in, I'm looking for a competitive 4 or 5 rounds and then Haney to dominate the rest of the way and win a solid decision. Jolene Mazzoni, a manager, acknowledges her personal fondness for Garcia, but ultimately sides with Haney due to his superior boxing skills. She explains, as much as I like Garcia and my heart wants to go for him, I think that Haney, with his boxing skills, is going to take away Ryan's power and make it harder for Ryan to connect. And there's more. Mark Ramsey, a trainer, doesn't mince words in his assessment of the matchup. He expresses doubt about Garcia's potential to challenge Haney effectively, stating, I'd be really surprised if this fight was competitive. I see dominance from start to finish by Haney. But the list of pros who picked Haney doesn't end here. Raul Marquez, a former world champion and commentator, expects a competitive fight but ultimately predicts a unanimous decision win for Haney. He notes, Haney has developed into a much better, well-rounded fighter in pros. Ryan does have a puncher's chance, but I'm going with Haney by unanimous decision. John Scully, a trainer, believes it's Haney's time to shine and expects his superior speed and boxing ability to carry him to victory. Scully confidently asserts, I just feel this is Haney's time. His superior speed and boxing ability should absolutely be the difference on his way to a unanimous 12-round decision. Bob Santos, another trainer, sees Haney outboxing Garcia, but acknowledges Garcia's potential to turn the tide with his hand speed and power. Santos states, I think Haney is going to give Garcia problems with angles and outboxes him, but Ryan has great hand speed, and if he can catch Haney and hurt him, then it'll change the dynamic of the fight. But the list of pro trainers goes on. Rudy Hernandez, another trainer, anticipates an intriguing matchup with 2 possible outcomes, a tactical boxing match or a slugfest if Garcia goes for the knockout. Hernandez predicts a close decision win for Haney in either scenario, but perhaps the biggest pick comes from Eddie Hearn, a prominent figure in the world of boxing and the chairman of Matchroom Sport, who is co-promoting the much-anticipated fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney alongside Oscar De La Hoya. Hearn has made his prediction for the fight, stating his belief that Devin Haney will emerge victorious against Ryan Garcia. Hearn's prediction is based on his analysis of both fighters' past performances and their fighting styles. He expects Haney to inflict a second career stoppage loss on Garcia, who has already suffered a defeat to Gervonta Davis by knockout. Hearn believes that Haney's dominance in the ring will be a key factor in the fight. He suggests that if Garcia gets desperate and makes mistakes, Haney will seize the opportunity to land flush and potentially stop Garcia. Despite his pick, Hearn acknowledges that Garcia is not to be underestimated too. He recognizes Garcia as a dangerous opponent with a style that could pose challenges for Haney. However, taking all factors into consideration, Hearn's prediction is that Haney will win by late stoppage or points. Now, most pros here seem to be leaning heavily toward Haney, and this sentiment is reflected in the lopsided betting odds. Haney, the current champion, sits as a massive favorite at -800. This means that a winning $100 bet on him would only pay out $112.50. Conversely, A $100 wager on the challenger Garcia offers a much more lucrative return of $600, highlighting the perceived risk involved in picking Garcia. This clear advantage for Haney isn't just about hype. Many experts believe his well-rounded skill set gives him a significant edge. Haney boasts a sharp technical defense that has frustrated opponents in the past. He's also shown improvement in his punching power, making him a threat not just on points, but also with potential knockouts. This, combined with his experience facing tougher competition than Garcia, suggests he's well equipped to handle the challenge. However, Garcia shouldn't be completely discounted. His biggest weapon is undoubtedly his exceptional hand speed. He's known for lightning-fast combinations that can overwhelm his opponents. Additionally, Garcia packs a powerful punch, and if he can land clean with it, he has the potential to turn the tide of the fight. The key for Garcia will be finding an opening through Haney's defense. While Garcia's speed and power are undeniable, many experts predict they won't be enough to overcome Haney's overall skill set. The expectation is that Haney will use his experience and technical prowess to control the fight, keeping Garcia at bay with his jab and exploiting any openings for calculated counters. This strategy is likely to lead to a victory for Haney, most likely by way of a decision on the judges' scorecards. While the odds and expert opinions favor Haney, Garcia's speed and power can't be ignored. This fight has the potential to be an exciting chess match, with both fighters looking for their openings. To sum it up, Haney's experience and well-rounded skills are expected to lead him to a victory by decision. However, if Garcia can find a way to exploit a weakness in Haney's defense, this fight could go in a completely different direction. You now know the pros' final picks, but whose side are you on come Saturday? Let us know below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates.